Now, being something of a honorary Yorkshireman these days, I really like to get a good deal when I'm getting stuff. So, getting a new microphone was something I've been humming and hawing about for quite a while. And I thought to myself, if I'm going to do it, I should try and get one that is as versatile as it can possibly be and includes as much as possible, so I don't have to keep on adding to the cost of it by getting lots of things separately. And this was my solution. Now, the difficulty with microphones is you can pay as much as you want for them, as with many other things, of course. So trying to sort of pin it down to a particular brand and everything else was really hard, because a microphone at the end of the day is just a microphone. You know, there are probably lots of them that would do perfectly decent jobs at the sort of level that I was looking for. But this one came with both a pop shield, so your puzz don't pop unduly, but it also came with a stand and a sort of a holder for it as well. So that, as you can see in this sort of image here, you get that shield, the mic, that sort of horizontal holder, and a classic sort of arm stand, all built in. And in theory, this might actually fit my desk. I haven't tried it yet, but my desk, unfortunately, is very thick. So when I try and screw a sort of an arm onto it, there's this question mark over whether or not this bit's going to be too big. So, or not big enough, on the actual arm itself. So I'm hoping that this is going to cut it, which is one of the reasons I went for it. But nonetheless, it means I get an extra arm into the bargain, and hopefully a long enough lead and everything else to actually wind it back directly into the PC. So that's what I'm hoping for. But I thought I might just do a little bit of an unboxing, and I'll do a sound test after this, and I'll see if it makes a huge amount of difference. But my old Blue Snowball is on the out. I've had it for a long time now, and it was fairly modern at the time I got it, I guess, but it's always been quite big and quite cumbersome, and I couldn't really think of any way it would really hang off an arm without destroying it. So this is my solution, hopefully. So I'm hoping that I can just sort of pop into this very rapidly and show you what's what. So, it's presenting itself already as quite a sort of, a decently packaged sort of product, which I wasn't necessarily expecting for a sort of an Amazon product. But as you can see, it's got the pop filter there straight out of the box, and a sort of reasonably sturdy looking screw there to attach it to the arm. So that's good in the sense that it's there, as it should be. And I've got a little user's guide there as well, which is nice. So let's have a look at the actual stuff itself. Let's move that back a little bit. So it's been it's well protected in the box itself. And I've got all sorts of bits and bats in here. Let's have a look. So we've got, if that would stay back. So we've got a good cover for the mic there, which is useful. We've got a big long lead there, which looks fine. I'm not actually sure what that's going to turn out to be. Metal ring, secure the mic to the shock mount. Okay. We've got the mic itself. It feels like a reasonable weight. This is another condenser mic, so it's like my Blue Snowball. Condenser mics will sort of pick up sort of all the sound around them, but I feel in so on in the stream in a relatively quiet room in the house, there's not going to be any other sort of background noise. That shouldn't really matter too much, hopefully. And then the arm there, which I'm hoping is going to as I say, I'm hoping is going to fit my desk. And that's a fairly sort of critical bit, but I'll see how that gets on. And in fact, this looks like the actual clamp assembly there. It's actually separate. So that does look pretty big. So I might be all right with that if I'm lucky. But you know, it's all well packaged. It's all nicely. I think it's more than I thought it was going to be at, and that's the so that's the holder for the mic there as well. Now, answers on the postcard as to how you actually pronounce this particular brand. Is it could be FiFine, it could be FiFine. I like FiFine. I would probably term it the FiFine. So this is a T669. I think it's been out for quite a while. But because it's been out for quite a while, of course, it does mean that the price is probably not as extreme as it might have been when it first came out originally. So that appeals to the Yorkshireness in me. So next up, of course, is trying to figure out how to put all this together, and then seeing whether or not I can do a bit of a compare and contrast as I hopefully retire my snowball and switch over to this. So I'll join you for that a little bit later on. So I have now connected up the mic on the arm, my new mic. This is the blue snowball still picking up my audio, and I'm now going to adjust my settings and try it with the arm based mic, which is just out of your viewpoint, just here. So it should be it's up in mid-air now, so it should be picking up my voice better. So let's just try this. Right, so I should now be on the arm microphone, and until I review this I have no idea if I sound any different at all, but this is the way I'm going to do it from this point on, assuming this is working correctly. As you can see, my blue snowball does not have any sort of covering on it at all. It's just always been like that, and it sits on a little tripod down below where I speak, so it could be very out of sync in terms of the sound that in picking up the sound in good time, so there's a lag, and I do allow for that on OBS already. Now it might be I need to do the same thing on the arm mic, which is, let's say, just here. As you can see, it's just out of camera there, so I'm hoping that this is going to be close enough and clear enough as it is. The sound's nowhere near all the way ramped up on it, so the actual sort of capture, the gain on it is not ramped up to maximum at all, but judging from my OBS levels it looks about the same as the snowball, so it's just a question of how well it's doing. I haven't actually put the shield on it yet either, so I will do that as well, but for now let's just see how I've gotten on, and I'll come back to you with a bit of a verdict. Cheers. So that does seem a lot louder and clearer to me, just on an immediate sort of run of it back at myself. Interested to hear in the comments what you think, but I'm guessing that having it on the same level is making a big difference. I've also now put the pop filter on it. Pick some pickled pepper. I have no idea if that makes any difference. I didn't test it before, which is silly of me, but in theory that is all now set up. Now, the one thing I will say about it is that it does look a lot bulkier inevitably than just having something sat on your desk, but I think that being on the same height as the mic is obviously going to make a big difference, because I've just never had that before. So it's probably some of the improvement may simply be down to that, because previously I was kind of talking down at my mic, so it was probably having a little bit more difficulty picking me up. But I think this will obviously make a big difference to that, and it just means that I also clear the mic off my desk, and I can sort of lift it back and away and get it out of the way when I need to do other things. So touch wood, that seems to have gone all right, and I think getting a stand and everything else with it is great value, because the stands in and of themselves, the arms, are actually quite expensive to buy separately. So if you happen to have one, great. But this has got all the right connectors on it and everything else for this mic straight out of the box, literally. So I'm actually quite happy with that. as a concept, and that's kind of what I was hoping for. So assuming all the springs and everything else hold, you know, I should be pretty much set up now. So just have to see how I get on. The only downside is I now have no chance of seeing my second monitors to my right, because all the mic stuff is kind of in my eye line off to the right now. But possibly I could move it around a bit, although ironically, to get it close to me, I've got to sort of run it between my monitors. So it's just one of those things, you know, there's never any perfect solution to these things, especially not when you're in a space that is as small as this. But I think from a space saving point of view, this is not a bad way to do it at all, because it's clamped at the back of my desk. So it's kind of out of the way of most things. It's not shouldn't get in my way day to day at all. So hopefully this will be how I'm set up for the future, basically. So let me know what you think. If you've had one of these, and you've come across any issues or anything, do let me know in the comments. But otherwise, I think this is quite nice, and I am going to leave an associate link in the description. So if you do want to go and have a look at it, I might earn literally a few pennies from Amazon if I'm lucky. But just so you're aware, that is what that link is in the description. So I'll say cheers for now, and let me know how you find my audio going forwards when I'm in this room at least. Cheers for now.